What I'd be telling my buyers right now is, yeah, it is going to be likely that you're going to get a cheaper opportunity later in the year. If we just look at what Fannie Mae is saying, if we look at what Mortgage Banker Association is saying, where, okay, interest rates should go back down to a five handle before the end of the year. Okay, great. And maybe we're going to see price pressure and there'll be more opportunities later in the year. It does not mean you should take Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, a vacation from home shopping right now. Because right now at 7%, there are going to be others like you are thinking who withdraw from the market. And if you withdraw from the market, you might miss your opportunity to get a deal at 11% lower than what the asking price is. And 11% and 1% on a mortgage rate equal the same thing. So if we're shopping right now and we find the floor plan that suits your needs in the perfect location, and we can get it at the number that works for you, then wouldn't that make sense to move forward and buy the deal today? Secondly, are you not going to be the most educated home shopper in 2023 if we continue to go out there and look at the market? And thirdly, because I know what agents are thinking right now, Lisa, agents are thinking, well, I'm going to be going out and doing all these showings. Yeah, and I know what happens when I'm out there in the market doing a whole bunch of showings. It breeds more business. Have you ever been at a house and shown the house, and as you're getting ready to leave, somebody pulls into the driveway and says, "Oh my gosh, are you an agent? Are you? I'm driving by. I was thinking about this house, and I'd love to get in. Could you show it to me?" And you end up meeting somebody in the driveway because you're not in your bedroom in your sweatpants. You're in the game. You're on the field. You're in the arena making moves. You will naturally, being out there showing buyers property, generate more business for you. And oh, by the way, when you get the call this weekend and the home shopper says to you, "Hey, I'm thinking about 123 Main Street." Yeah, I showed it Thursday. I also showed it Tuesday. Here's what I know about the house. I'm an expert on the inventory in this market. And here's all the things I love about it. Here's all the things I don't love about it. Tell me exactly what you're looking for. Because I've also shown 14 other homes in the area in the last 7 days alone. That's the knowledge broker. That's the separator.
100%. People always want to work with agents that are busy, right? Nobody wants to work with the agent who isn't active in the market, who doesn't know the stats, who isn't 110% aware of the trends. And I think one of the things that we're seeing up here in Boston is multiple offers are back, right? We're seeing things selling for way over asking again. And going to be just as important this year that agents are staying in tune with how far things are selling over asking and what are the unique factors of each house that are contributing to why homes are selling. And just as much as homes are still getting multiple offers, we're still seeing some sit on market. And being able to really understand the difference is critical.
And when you're out there, Lisa, and Tom, will let you jump back in here now that you're back. When you're out there in the game, you have the edge that I talked about from Amir's tweet. Those who have the information have the edge. You know what's going to be going on in that neighborhood. You know what all the inventory looks like. You get a feel for how much real activity is going out there. It's hard to do that from your bedroom, from your home office. And I'm sorry if you're comfortable there. Maybe you're listening to this pod right now from that room. The more you get out there this weekend, the more you get out into your market, the more of an edge you're going to have. Tom, to finish off the 7%, what do you want to add to that?
Well, you said something really important here, and this is no different than what we went through in 2020. You're talking about staying in your bedroom and not being out there. You've got to you're going to hear me talk a lot about playing offense in the current marketplace. You got to suit up, boot up, be ready to go, and be ready to do business. And when you know about these homes, to your point, that's going to attract more people. And it's the more you know, the more you're out there. Activity always breeds activity. How many times have both of you make a bunch of phone calls and then something falls out of the blue onto your desk? It's not because of that you got lucky. It's because you were out there making things happen, and it's the universe thanking you. And there's no data that backs this up, but it happens over and over again in businesses like real estate, like mortgage, everywhere else. And the more solutions you provide, you're watching this podcast, you're listening, you're getting value here, you're talking to your lender. You've got to have so many options and so many tools in your tool belt that when the opportunity does come up, because people will transact, there's going to be 4 million sales this year. That's the projection. That's plenty for everybody. You've got to know the play to get them into home, the play to get them to sell their property, and you've got to be so informed that I got this one. I know this situation. Here's a solution for you. That's the people that will take market share. You never get market share back once you lose it. That's happened in history of every business. This is the time to take market share and make the land grab. And you've got to be preparing the skills behind the scenes, putting in the work, and then to your point, Byron, getting in the arena and getting out in the field where you can do business. You're not selling houses sitting in your bedroom in your sweatpants.
There's a different energy in the field, right? There's a different energy in the arena. And, you guys have been beating me up this last week about, make some of these calls that are going to grow, your business and in a different way. Right. And so we always talk about making the calls from an agent level. And, we're trying to grow different divisions in our businesses and, create more opportunities for our agents and whether that's, lead pillars or agent growth opportunities or what have you. And, when you are out there in the arena on the field, like yesterday, I'm making some calls based off of your guys' strong recommendations. I'm making calls in the car as I'm traveling to an event. The energy is different when you're out there, when you're moving around and you're making calls in between appointments. It just feels like you're on this momentum on fire all day long. And sometimes you just need a Lisa Chinatti karate chop to the throat. Luckily, those are virtual through text message to get it going.
Well, to your point yesterday, I mean, I'm out of the office here, and I'm waiting for to meet someone. I went out and I made 4 phone calls in the 10 minutes I had. I mean, that's like that extra couple of minutes you take. It works every single time. And look, driving around listening to Howard Stern or sports talk radio isn't going to cut it right now. You have that time in the car. Make those minutes matter. That's one of the key hacks to productivity is taking the time you have and expanding it, because a lot of people will I'm going to this appointment. I don't know if they're going to buy something. Let me just listen to some, music or whatever I'm going to do. Well, you can be productive in that time, and that's what it takes in a 7% climate.